Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Nate from Nate's Here and There, coming to you live from near and far. On today's episode, we are at the Quaker Cemetery here in Camden, South Carolina. I was told I need to come down here and do this cemetery. I love the way this looks now. You know, the way this looks. So come along with me on this episode and see what kind of old graves we find out here. And already I'm seeing 1826 to 1903. 1824 to 1864. 1884 to 1974. That one's not too old. That's 1921 to 2007. Some of these is not too old. I figured I'd see some really old ones. 1812. It was 1834. I really can't tell the dates that they died on. The year they died. Let's see. Like I said, some of these are not that old. Here's a 1889 to 1954. 1858 to 1935, 1847 to 1911, 1886 to 1972. Now here's an infant. Yeah, I think this is the oldest one I see so far. 1818 to 1884. I love some of the headstones. 1852 to 1928. And here's 1884 to 1957. And 1877 to 1924. And here's Alexandra Dalton Kennedy, 1847 to 1922. So profound he was to find, so good all mankind, so quick stop and heed the cry those in need, and so I can't really see it. This disposed to say nothing to mar one's day, that heaven with love did not seem stranger to him, the end of righteousness and peace. And here's a 1889 to 1950, and an 1899 to 1988. Miss Mary Edna Clyburn. She lived a good long life. And here's a 1863 to 1912. There's a 1866 to 1927. And a 1891 to 1971. And here's a Stokes Weatherford Smith, 1865 to 1943. In 1867 to 1941. And here's a 1888 and 1978. And here's a 1868 to 1938. And here's a 1875 to 1902. And here's some children. And here's a 1824 to 1883. And 1884, or 1824, I'm sorry, to 1881. Here's an 1832 to 1878. And 1881 to 1914. There's a 1883 to 1902. Mr. Paul Thomas, I don't know how to say that, Vale Purge. There's Mr. Thomas, same thing. Val Puge, 1884 to 1911. I have fought the good fight. I have kept the faith. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. That's what Paul said in one of his writings. Miss Mary Samar, 1851 and 1943. Mr. William Haschel, 1891 and 1922. Reginald E. Haschel, 1897 to 1919. And there's a 1881 to 1919. He was a woodman of the world. Mr. John Jackson, 1883 to 1931. Francis D. Outlaw was a Dale Earnhardt fan, I guess. Number 3, 1961 and 1998. And here's a Leonard Meyer, 1857 to 1914. And here's a 1862 to 1939. There's a 1882 to 1918. $1888. There's 1888 and 1903, 1963. And I can't tell the other one. There's 1850 to 1899. 1860 to 1950. I can't really see it. 1898 till 1860. I really can't see it. Maybe 1798. I can't really tell. And this is a Jesse Arthur, 1846 to 1919. Oh, he was a judge in the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. And also, I'm going to tell you, this is going to have to be a part 2 to this thing. To show you how big this graveyard is. This is huge. I didn't know it was this big. But there's going to have to be a part 2 to this one. I mean, I'm going to go through every one of these. I love this one. Here's a Hunter Rivers, 1883 to 1970, and a Zeta DeSure Parish, 1887 to 1975. I think it's the oldest one I've seen so far. John DeSures, 1807 to 1883. And that's a 1812 to 1884. I wonder what this means right here. Historic 9. I mean, that's a beautiful headstone. HWD. They don't have no writing on it though. And is Mary, 1837 to 1963. No, I found it. Miss Anne DeSure, right here, 1786 to 1876. There you go. Oldest one I found so far. And here's 1825 to 1889. I can't see the name, so I don't want to butcher it. Now here's another, I guess that's a family in a iron fence over there. I'm gonna walk over there in a minute and look in it. Now here's 1858, and she died at age 22. There's not too many old ones in this fence right here, iron fence. I thought it was. I mean, there's an old one right here. I don't know, I can't read what's on it. But that's the oldest one I found so far in the fence. And this is another fence over here. William Hamilton Hale, 1876 to 1940. And I guess it's his wife, 1884 to 1979. Look at this tree right here. This tree right here looks cool the way it looks. It didn't grow all the way up. I mean, it grew out instead of up. It's not that tall, but it's really wide. Now here's the 1891 to 1964. And 1872 to 1898. She wasn't that old. Mary Jane Turner. She wasn't that old. And here's 1848 to 1928, 1848 to 1918. I don't know if somebody was trying to be funny, if that's part of the headstone. But it's 1894 to 1979 and 1891. I can't read the rest of it. Now I can't read. 1885 is the only thing I can see on that one. Oh, here's a 1817. There's a 1817 right here. What was that? To 1900. Like I said, this video, this is going to be 3 or 4 parts. This thing's huge. I can't even read that one. And here's a 1837 to 1972, 1844 to 1907, and I can't even read that one. Can't read it. There's a 1811. 1811 to 1862. Now these over here, you can't even you can't read anything. You can't read that either. There's a 1867 to 1968. And 1892 to 1979. And here's 1886 to 1973. And here's 1845 to 1892. I like how they did that headstone. That's a pretty cool headstone right here. There's a 1844 to 1905, 1831 to 1905, and a 1849 to to 1934. And I really can't tell what's on this one. A lot of these crypts I hear them fell in. Some of them has. I can't tell what's on that one either. You know, the sad thing about it, I might be walking away from one that's the oldest, because you can't really read it. Like I said, some of these crypts I hear are falling in. That one has. This next one has. And that's going to do it for this episode. I walked around the Quaker Cemetery here in Camden, South Carolina. Oh, I like this cemetery. I just can't wait till I get to Southport. Now, they got a good one down there in Southport, North Carolina. But, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I mean, I got here kind of late. And I need to get home. I live 20 miles from here. So I gotta get home and eat supper and everything and edit another video. So, thank you for joining me today. Like I said before, this is gonna be at least 4 parts. That's how big the cemetery is. I didn't realize it was this big. But if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit your bell will notify you when I upload videos just like this one. And remember to love God, love others, and reach the world. Oh, by another thing too, I apologize if you've seen a lot of me jerking the camera. It's raining out here, so I had to carry an umbrella and try to deal with the camera too, and that's the reason some of the shots were jerking and stuff. But see you on the next episode. See you on the next video.